Hey everybody! Welcome to Northern Lion Does Challenges in the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. All things considered, this will probably be our last challenge video. Not because I want it to be our last challenge video, but because hopefully we win. You know, you gotta win on these eventually. It's hard to get out of the habit of, oh right, I missed. It's hard to get out of the habit of just, holding R to restart immediately, but obviously that's not what we want to do on the Onan Streaks Challenge. This challenge, we came very, very close to winning. But instead, we lost. This was, I think, where we went wrong, was really losing when we were supposed to win. Unfortunately, I don't think... Oh, we're dead. I was trying to be fancy about shooting the poop, but that's okay. Yeah, we don't need to hold R on this one. I guess we probably want Charm Tears over Brother Bobby. Brother Bobby is like... I keep going back and forth on it, but it's just not good enough to be excited about taking. Likely, Charm Tears will not be in that camp either, but it's slightly better. At the very least. 2 bombs here as well. Well, how do we win the Onan Streak Challenge? Well, first off, what is the Onan Streak Challenge? Basically, every time you miss with a shot, you take half a heart of damage. So, we don't want to miss, if that's at all possible. You can shoot fires. It's really when your shots touch the ground that I think it becomes an issue. Being Judas is actually really helpful for this because Book of Belial makes it so that it's pretty easy for us to kill enemies before we miss too many times. But really the surprising thing that I found about this is we have to stack up as much HP as possible. We will miss, we will get hit. It's like it's a harder version of a regular run, basically. It's a regular run where you get penalized for having poor accuracy. There are lots of weapons like this, or at least a couple weapons like this in Nuclear Throne, so... I'm not saying that gives me an advantage because I played Nuclear Throne. Oh good, the Watch Batter, or the Super Magnet. I don't even know what this is gonna do for us, all things considered, but hey, it saved us maybe a little bit of damage there to get this key. We don't want how to jump so much. We don't want Monstrous Tooth. We can live with hot bombs. I'm not super thrilled about hot bombs, but I can live with hot bombs. And there's a few synergies that maybe would be beneficial here. Is Ipecac just like the worst item to have on Onan Street? Because you actually want your shots to touch the ground, right? I don't know, maybe not. I really don't feel like this one is that difficult. I know we lost on it twice. But in spite of that, I still feel like it's surprisingly maybe one of the easier challenges. Maybe not easier, but not on the same level as the Guardian, and definitely not on the same level as Speed. As long as we don't play like complete idiots, I think we've got a really, really solid chance of making it work for us on this very run. Obviously, there are some problems with Super Magnet, but I'm going to keep it anyway just because it's weird. We got a speed upgrade, which I think is pretty advantageous, and 9 lives, actually something I really, really wanted, so just wait for this. I don't really give a shit about becoming Guppy, but just having this much damage and now a little bit more survivability on top of it is awesome. I'm super stoked about that. All we need to do, not take dumb damage. That would have been dumb damage there. It was a bit of a risky shot, but we made it work. We also have Deal with the Devil Precedent now, which is, come on. Which is good enough, you know. We could become Guppy. I'm not so interested in becoming Guppy for the Guppy abilities. That was terrible. I'm interested in becoming Guppy because it gives us the ability to fly, and that is very advantageous. As you might have noticed, a lot of these rooms have some bullshit on them, and I'd be excited to ignore that bullshit forever. Very stupid of me to take that damage, by the way. You know what? We should take experimental treatment. The worst it's gonna do is give us no health upgrade, which is exactly what it did. There's no way it's gonna give us a health downgrade. It might have fucked up our tears or damage, but our tears and damage are already so strong that I really don't feel like that's that big of a deal, you know? Like, I don't feel like we really need to sweat that much. Still killing enemies mostly in one hit. You know, Super Magnet is making it a little tougher to hit enemies that could end up being surprisingly devious in a way that is very disadvantageous for us as the game goes on, but maybe it makes it easier. Maybe it makes them more predictable because we influence their path. I wouldn't say we control their path, but we influence it a little bit. God, I hate bonies. Help! No, we're good. And we're done. Very easy. Did get a deal with the devil, which is also extraordinary. Even if it is a Krampus fight, I'm thrilled to have just had the opportunity to have gotten an extra item here, and Lump of Coal is pretty good. We're obviously cruising as far as time goes. We're going super fast right now. But this is great. And this is fine as well, actually. Got an extra Spirit Heart. We also got a Golden Bomb. I don't really care about the golden bomb, but I would have cared about it if we could have gotten it earlier. You know what? We should go to our shop. We got enough money now to probably make that worthwhile. So let's come back here. And I guess we should look for a secret room as well. It's like a 7-cent trinket. I think we'll just buy that. I'm a little unhappy with the fact that that's all we're getting out of it, but it is what it is. You know, we got so much time. Let's take time to look for a secret room. There it is. Blow up this gentleman joker right here. And 2 extra cents. Not going to shoot the fires, even though we could. Without completely screwing ourselves. I don't think it's worth it. The poop is the one that's a little trickier. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll just head down here. And hopefully this will be fine. Catacombs 2. Alright. So far, so good. Our damage is great. Our HP is actually really good as well. We didn't get hit there, which is incredible. You know what I didn't mention is that experimental treatment did seem to give us a speed upgrade, which is something I'm super stoked about. We should have it. Oh, yeah. Proptosis. We also got a lump of coal, plus proptosis. They might seem like they work counterintuitive to one another, but the proptosis damage bonus is like flat. So, I mean, it's not flat, but it has a bare minimum. So we're never going to fall below that. Also, it's going to make it so much harder to miss now. And that's so advantageous on a run where we get penalized every single time we miss. I'm just gonna go for this, man. We already saw our item room on this floor. This is not a normal run where, like, rushing is a super negative thing. This is an abnormal run where it's very much in our best interest to ensure that we take as little damage as possible. And so far, that's working out very well. I mean, this is kind of like, I wouldn't say it's a 1 in a million run. That's a little bit disingenuous, but it's an extremely powerful run, the likes of which are a little bit unlikely. Probably, this is like a 5% or 10% run right now. You know, only happens 5 or 10% of the time that you get equivalent, you know, advantages to what we have right here. But this is real good. I don't mind because, you know, this challenge is a little bit evil, but it's evil in a fun way. The Guardian was evil in a way that was fun, except for the mom fight. The speed challenge was just evil in a way that I was not a big fan of at all. Guess we should note we also do have Book of Belial active quite often, and or not active, but available quite often, and I'm mostly choosing to ignore it, which is suboptimal. Poor decision. Definitely gonna have a deal with the devil on this floor. Again, super terrible damage on my part there. There is a tinted rock. I think we already got small rock, right? So yeah, the spirit heart is lovely. And flush is not worth getting rid of Book of Belial for. Golden chest probably not worth opening, although I could be wrong there. Let's just see what we got going on here. We're only going to Isaac here, which, you know, that might seem long, but not really that big of a deal. When our damage is as good as it is, at least. Pardon me. Okay. We've been to our item room, haven't been to our shop. I'm thinking that this is kind of the same protocol as the Guardian challenge and the Speed challenge, which is do exactly as much as you need to on every single floor and nothing more. Oh, Super Bandit, or not Super Bandit, Super Magnet is fucking terrible here. I should really just hold the control key as is right now. But instead we'll lose like 4 Spirit Hearts, and I'll be okay with it because we're done and we'll never have to see it again. But good lord, that was terrible. Sure, we'll take Dark Matter for the extra damage. I still think this is a sound choice, and we'll head down to the next floor. Again, do exactly as much as you need to on the floor and nothing more, is my opinion. Hopefully we'll get, that's our, oh, maybe it's not our secret room looking at this now. We will check out this room, but we're really hoping for a teleport card above all else. Oh, that's so bad, but at least we won't take damage on the way out. I can't break the poop because my shots are hitting enemies before hitting the poop. It makes it very difficult to get any stuff done here, but at the same time, I guess it's kind of great because it means that these guys can't hit me either. Play this a little bit. Maybe on this floor we will make the plunge and actually go through with our shop for once. Petrified poop, I mean, it's probably better. You know what, let's take it. Super Magnet's been fucking us a little bit. Our shots are just enormous. Basically, if I fire them on this tiny room, we can't miss. So we want shop, we want item room. We may or may not get a deal with the devil here. I think our odds are probably, you know, against us, but I'm happy to be in the position we're in. We can definitely beat Isaac, Mom's Heart, etc., only getting hit once. Which is the mark of, like... it's kind of unfortunate, but it's the mark of, like, a decent 9 lives run. Could we win even if we never got more HP than we have right now? Or even if we were at the minimum HP? I think the answer is yes. I don't know what this does, so I'll take it. Fate's Reward. Your fate beside you. I don't know what that means, but I will be happy to take it. And this is basically our kind of last chance shot at a teleport card. I really don't like, by the way, how our familiar seems to be shooting. I hope we don't take damage when our familiar misses. I think we gotta check. We don't. Okay, life is good. Or maybe our shots are so big they just break on the wall anyway, so they never actually touch the ground, in which case we're good. Not telepills, but 48-hour energy. I'm not gonna bother picking up the other pennies. We're good. Now it's time for the boss fight, mostly, I suppose. No teleport cards, no bombs left either. Alright. Well, it is what it is. If we can't teleport out of boss rush, we can't teleport out of boss rush. I'd love, you know, every available advantage that we can get, but life goes on. Try one more. Yep, life goes on. Alright, mom fights. There is a tinted rock up here. Unless I can get mom to step on it, we're in trouble. I did get mom to step on it. We broke even on it. What a great trade. Almost done and done. Okay, we'll take the Polaroid. Probably more valuable. Ramming speed. Teleport. I mean, we can take teleport and get out, but what's the point? Concussive tears. Nothing here is really good enough to make me super excited about taking it. Now, this is, it's been very fast, I'll give you that, but it's also an incredibly winnable run right now. I was hoping there'd be a tinted rock here. A little bit of bad luck, I think. And we've been unable to make that happen. We will check that maybe if we get some bombs. Lover's card, again, more survivability. And that's pretty much what we need right now. But honestly, I didn't even think of this as like a path to success. But our shots are just so freaking big. We basically cannot miss. And by our shots being so large, I think that that's nullified. Like, it helps that they do a ton of damage as well. I think it's pretty much canceled out like most of the terrible damage that we would take on this Onan streak run. I mean, even if an enemy moves, the shot still hits them every single time, more or less, just because our shots are so freaking big. Like, they're so big that I actually can't hit some enemies I want to hit, because it hits something else on its way. Perthrow, probably better than the lovers, but if we find an opportunity to use Perthrow, might be worth taking the lovers out of this. Speed down is bad. If you're wondering why some of my shots are missing, or seeming to miss, I should say, but I'm not taking damage, that's probably because of the Fate's Reward, which apparently just creates like a little blue baby-esque version of me that shoots. And when those shots miss, I don't take damage, which is awesome. Fortunately, can't do anything about that right there. That's gonna be a miss. Yeah, that's the first damage we've taken from that in a while. But there is a red heart back here. So we probably fucked our deal with the devil chances, but whatever. I don't really care. If we're only going to Isaac, we've got enough. Like, we have the win on our... well, in the game right now, we have the win. All we need to do is actually go through the motions of actually making it happen. Which could result in a loss, admittedly, because, you know, it's a little up in the air. It's not an easy run, still. It's like having something much, much worse than Cursed Eye, in my opinion. But, we're still alive here. It's important that we just don't miss here. As long as we don't miss, we're not gonna die. Probably should have considered maybe taking HP before this fight, but I was like, nah, we won't need it. Luckily, I was right, but that, you know, stay in school, kids. Don't do what I did there. Cuba meat is rerollable. Transdimensional Baby is also pretty bad, so I'm gonna reroll it. I think it's not bad, but it's not as interesting for us as something like Ceremonial Robes, which is a huge survivability, but also damage up for us, and might increase the shot of our tears as well. I'll tell you as soon as we encounter a room with enemies on it. I mean, even our Familiar's tears are huge, so that should give you some indication of how this is looking right now. So this should be an easy win on Onan's streak, and that'll put an end to the challenges. Too many deaths to count on the speed challenge. Several on Onan's streak. A few on the Guardian. Apart from that, pretty much got it taken care of. I'm not feeling too bad about our performances on these challenges. And hopefully, you know, if you're struggling with them at home, you may or may not be. You may have finished them, you know, last week. But if you're struggling with them at home, maybe you got some good tips. The big one I can give you, you know, on speed, which is just fucking impossible. Just hold R, man. I hate to be that guy, but not every speed run is winnable. So I think that it's really in your best interest to kind of self-select, you know, get the unwinnable ones out of the way as soon as possible. And you know, something like Judas' Shadow can be incredible for you. Of course, it also helps that we got the shovel in, like, Sackboy, but it is what it is, right? The Guardian? I don't know. I don't have good advice for you on the Guardian. Don't lose hope, I guess, is my advice for the Guardian challenge. It's also going to be super fast challenge here with Onan's streak. I think this one is one of the least bullshit, most fun of all the challenges. Brains was also pretty cool. I did die on the Brains run, didn't I? Blue Bomber was fun, even though I re-rolled it. I can't believe, you know, it was a little disheartening. People are entitled to not like whatever they, you know, don't like. But I was disheartened to see people be like, wow, look at this scumbag scumming up the Blue Bomber run. When I gave up the best advantage that I could have possibly had in order to roll the dice and possibly make my run worse. And in fact, it made my run absolutely terrible for like 2 floors. And people were like, why do the challenges if you're not even going to do the challenges? Yo, you're getting, when you come to Northern Lions House of Pasta, you're not getting a regular meatball, alright? You're getting a spicy meatball. It's got a chili pepper right on the sign. If you don't want it, you go to freaking Olive Garden, okay? It's just, live a little bit. You're gonna see people do these challenges 100 times. You don't want to see him throw caution to the wind a little bit? I wanted to see Meek throw caution to the wind a little bit. I'm glad, by the way, it's not like it was uniformly negative. There was disproportionate negative attention on those videos, but there was also disproportionate positive support, because I think people were like, whoa, I can't believe he did that. That's awesome. And I'm thankful that that worked out that way. So I'm not really trying to be a baby about it or anything like that, but there's Onan's streak done. I wish that everybody loved everybody all the time. Kidney stone, gross. For now, thanks for watching. I believe that's all challenges done. If you enjoyed them, click the like button, helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya. With post-it note unlocks, I guess, is coming up next.